Hey guys, so it's the 15th of April in 2025 and I've come here to see Albania, and today I'm in a resort called Golem, which is not far away from Durres, and it's about 40 minutes drive away from Tirana International Airport. So I'm doing this tour at about 12:30 in the afternoon today. It's a nice time to do the tour, good visibility. The weather's about 18 degrees today. It was a bit sunny earlier on, not too sunny, but the clouds are in and out. I arrived here about 2 or 3 days ago. I've just had cloudy weather, unfortunately. Maybe I came here a bit too early. I should have come here in May, but I've just had cloudy weather for a few days now, and then it's going to turn sunny from maybe later today or tomorrow. We're going to get some sun here anyway, so I'm looking forward to going brown in the sun here, and I love to be by the seaside. That's why I've come here to see Albania. So typically you can expect temperatures from around 16 degrees to around 20 degrees at the end of April here. The best time to come here would be from June, July and August, and right through until the end of September. That's when you're going to get the best weather here on the Albanian Riviera. So one of the first things you're going to ask me is whereabouts is Albania? Because lots of you have never been to Albania before. It's a new resort to the brochures in England, in Britain and Ireland. So, you know, this is an up and coming tourist destination for us. Yeah, so the time of the year to come here is in the summertime. And the area where this is located, well, if you go across to the west side, across the Adriatic Sea over there, then you get over to Italy. It's actually the south side of Italy you'll end up in. And a lot of the Albanian people go over to Italy to work, so they do speak Italian over here as well. And a lot of Albanian here, millions and millions of Albanians, they go abroad to work and make some money to send home. So they're actually working over in Greece as well, so a lot of them speak the Greek language. And here in the north side of Albania, a lot of people speak English here as well. Not everybody, but I'd say the majority of people that I've met here do speak English here on the north coastline here in Albania. So across the east side, you've got Kosovo, you've got North Macedonia going across to the east side here of the country, and then you've got Greece as well across there to the east side. So you're very, very close to Greece. Places like Thessaloniki, we're not far away from there at all. So you're going to find a lot of different beach clubs like this one up and down here. Let me just show you. So on the tour today, I want to give you as much information as possible about the prices, all the details, as much information as possible that will help you before you come here. I can also tell you about the resort options and where to stay if you want to come here to the seaside for the first time. So Golem is the main seaside destination near to Tirana, really, because you could go to Durres, but Durres is the second biggest city in the country, and Durres is more of like a proper city with a port and everything there. Durres has also got some beautiful streets. It's got a lovely promenade. But Golem here is more like a resort, really, where all the tourists go to. So, for example, if I book a package holiday with Coral Travel, Travel I Go, Rainbow Travel from Poland, or Ithaca, or one of the big travel companies there, then they're going to put me in a hotel here, probably in Golem, because Golem has all the big resort hotels. It has all the 5-star hotels, the 4-star hotels, all the all-inclusive hotels are down here as well in this area here in Golem. In terms of the beaches, I give them about 6 or 7 out of 10. The beaches here are better than the beaches you'll get in Malta, for example. They're probably a bit better than the beaches you'll get in the majority of Cyprus. In terms of beaches, I'd say Bulgaria has better beaches than down here because I go to Sunny Beach, and obviously Sunny Beach has some of the best beaches in the whole world. But the beaches are yellow, they are sandy. There's a few, as you can see, there's a few sort of plants down there on it, so it's a bit bumpy to walk on in some parts of the beach. But as you walk further on, you'll find that the beaches are quite good down here. Like I say, the best beaches I've seen in Europe are probably in Bulgaria, on the Bulgarian Riviera, And there's some very, very good beaches that I've seen in Ibiza and Mallorca. They're really, really amazing beaches in those places, actually. And on the Costa del Sol, where I used to live, in Marbella, Fuengirola, places like that, you'll see my other videos of the Costa del Sol, and the beaches there are absolutely perfect. What I do love down here is the palm trees. I really, really love palm trees, and I kind of miss the seaside. You know, I live in Krakow in Poland, so I live in a city, and I need to go on a lot of holidays to go by the seaside just to freshen up, really. It's the vitamins that it gives me from the sea. I just need those vitamins sometimes. So I've been looking at the prices in these different cafes and things, just analyzing the prices for you. So in terms of buying a beer here, an Albanian beer, 330 centiliter beer in a bottle, it cost me about €2.5. So basically 100 lek in Albanian lek will actually be about €1 more or less. So when you change your money, obviously they're going to charge you some commission, so you need to compare the prices of all the different ones in terms of commission and everything. In terms of buying a coffee, in the ones I went to yesterday in Durres and a few of them down here, it was about 200 for a cappuccino, which is about €2. So the price is quite competitive, similar to what you pay in Bulgaria or in Montenegro, really. This one here, let's have a look at this one, what they're charging for the coffee. So yeah, a coffee is 100, which is €1. You can have a hot chocolate for 150, which is €1.5. You can have a frappe for 200, which is €2. Cappuccino is 150, which is €1.50. Let's have a look at the juices down there. So a Fanta is 150, which is €1.50. And the cocktails there, some of them are 600, which is €6. Some of them are 700, which is €7. Some of them are 800, which is €8. This is the Ryden Beach Bar. So I'm surprised, but it's very quiet. The season's not started yet, really. We're, you know, late April time. I thought it would be busier than what it is, really. But it's relatively quiet right now, but the air's very fresh. It's very nice in many ways, really. The last 2 days we had kind of cloudy weather, but it was still, the air was nice, you know, the promenade's all nice and everything. It's just like we've had no sun the last few days, but according to the weather forecast, I'm going to have some sun later today, so I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to some sun. That's why I've come here, really. So in terms of flying here from Britain, it takes you about 3.5 hours flight from Britain. You can fly with Ryanair or Wizz Air from Birmingham, from London, from Manchester. Unfortunately, you can't fly here yet from Liverpool, from my home city yet. There you can see the flag of Albania. It's a red flag with a black symbol on the flag. And Armando Broja, who is a football player for Albania, he plays for Everton, my football team right now. You can see you can rent these scooters to get up and down. Lots of people are renting the scooters. So the tourists I've met down here, seeing that coming down here, there's a lot of Polish tourists have always come to Albania. It's always been popular. The British are starting to come here now more and more. The Irish are starting to come down here as well. There's a lot of Americans, like the American backpackers that are doing the European routes. They have to spend 3 months outside of European Union and then go back to European Union for 3 months, maybe because of visas and everything else. So they come down to Albania. And in terms of visas, Americans are allowed 12 months visa here in Albania, but British are allowed 3 months visa here. So I don't know why the Americans are allowed 12 months and we're only allowed 3 months. But it seems like a lovely option because, you know, now you're thinking about the number of days you spend abroad in a various place because Britain's left the European Union, unfortunately. So if you're a traveler, you're looking at like how many days really you can spend in the European Union, and you're looking for options outside of European Union for the other 90 days. So so this is one of the options. The prices are very, very affordable here. Very, very affordable indeed. A seafood pasta at these restaurants costs around €8. A pasta bolognese, for example, is similar, around 800, which is €8. A pizza margherita would be about €5, and a pizza with seafood would be about 10 or 11 euros, depending on which restaurant you go to. But the seafood pizza is absolutely delicious. I really, really highly recommend the seafood pizza. And you want to try some of the Albanian pastries. They're very, very cheap. I had an Albanian pastry yesterday filled with spinach. It was only €2 from the bakery. Go to the bakeries and it is so cheap in the bakeries here. Albania is one of the best value travel destinations here in Europe. The only thing you pay a lot more for really is branded spirits. Like if you specifically want to drink like a Jim Beam or a known brand in terms of spirits and that type of thing, you're going to pay more money in terms of branded spirits here. That's going to be kind of expensive if you're picky with what you drink. If you just go for the one that they offer you, the cheapest option, maybe that's okay. And also be careful as well, because these ladies, they said they just went into this like a nice cocktail bar restaurant thing, and they ordered a bottle of wine and it ended up 30 or 35 euros. The reason was because that particular restaurant only had Italian wine. They didn't have Albanian wine. So if you ask for the Albanian wine, it's cheaper than the Italian wine. They said they asked for a glass and they got given a bottle. So it was a misunderstanding. So be very, very clear when you order your drinks that you just want a glass. Maybe point to the glass if necessary. I did that yesterday. And I was in Durres in one place, and I actually, for €2.50, I actually got a glass of wine, and it was quite a large glass of wine as well. And it was Albanian wine, and it was very, very nice, very fruity. So here they drink a drink called rakaya. So you have to try that when you come here to Albania. Not everybody drinks here, though. It's a Muslim country. There's all different religions in the country. The majority of people here are Muslim. So you will see some people here that abide by those rules. Some people don't drink. So they'll still sit in the restaurants and the cafes and everything as well, but they're just having like coffee and tea and that type of thing. One of the biggest problems here, I will alert you of, I did identify, is that everybody smokes here. People were smoking here in all the bars and restaurants, even inside the restaurants as well, which surprised me. And it has triggered my asthma a bit when I came here, because I am an asthmatic now. And yeah, I mean, they're smoking cigarettes, and they're Albanian cigarettes, and they're kind of strong as well. So it really, really gets on your chest. So when the season starts, you've got all the waterfronts, all the water sports up and down here. You'll have the pedalos like you can see straight ahead. You've got various different types of boats you can go out on, like the banana boats, but the season's not started yet. The season kind of starts at the end of May, really, here. It starts quite late when all the tourists come. And the best time to come here is June, July, or August. That is the best time to come here, because you're going to get the best weather. You're going to get it about 30 degrees. But it's not so hot and humid like places like Egypt, where it goes up to 40 degrees, 45, 50 degrees in the summer. It's not so hot like places like Tunisia and that type of thing, and Malta. You know, they don't get the sun. It is sunny here all summer, but it's sunny, but you have a nice sea breeze. So I'd say the weather would be just perfect here in the summertime. What you need to think of really is people are buying investment properties here, and I've seen some Scandinavians here who own holiday homes here as well. But it is seasonal here in terms of the weather and the number of people about. So that's something to consider if you are buying a property here. I have to say that, like, coming here in April now, I've had 2 days with no sun at all. So I'm hoping the weather will improve. But certainly the season is not such a long season here. I'd say you might get 5 months of good hot sunny weather here. Certainly you've got May, June, July, August, and you've got September. And after that, I'd say the weather would be kind of inconsistent with a few sunny days here and there. So my flight was with Ryanair. My flight cost me about £120 return. The flight actually only took me 1 hour and 25 minutes to get here from Krakow in Poland, so I was surprised. It said 1 hour 50, but it only took me 1 hour and 25 minutes. One thing to be aware of is the flight is quite bumpy. You're flying over different very high mountains all the way, so the flight was all bumpy. and I don't like flying anyway, and it was bumping all around the air, right and left, up and down. The reason is because when you fly over mountains, it is more risky. You have less control over the aeroplane when you're going over mountains. So that's why there's so many accidents on aeroplanes in places like Nepal, for example. So the flight wasn't the best coming here, I have to say. But when I got here, at least I'm here now by the seaside. When you get to Tirana Airport, you'll find lots and lots of places doing the car rental. Now, my advice is if you want to rent a car, wait until you get to the resort and you will get much, much better rates than what you get at the airport. I saw the rates at the airport. They were very high in comparison to what I've seen here in Durres city. They were doing the car rental in Durres city yesterday for very, very reasonable prices. I saw all the promotions on all the different boards there. And in terms of changing your money, it's very, very important to check lots and lots of different currency exchange places before you change your money. Because what you'll find is you go to one and the rate is completely different at every different currency exchange. Yesterday, I went down to Durres and I found much, much better rates in Durres than what I found here in Golem, for example. I mean, one place, for example, offered me like 95 Albanian for the euro, and another place is offering me like 98.7 to the euro. So it's just totally different what they offer in all different places. But I mean, if you're changing a lot of money, like you're changing 1,000 euros for your holiday spend or something, then it's very important where you change your money. But like if you're changing 50 euros, it just doesn't make much of a difference at all which one you go to. Something to watch out for here as well is just scams in general. Be very, very careful before you go into a place. Check the menu very, very carefully. Check all the prices very, very carefully and keep hold of the menu until you get the bill, and then you know exactly what you're going to pay. For example, if you first arrive and you've got no Albanian money, you're going to have to pay in euros. So I don't know what change you're going to get, but you're going to have to calculate that carefully and speak to the waiter about what rate they offer. In terms of staying here, the first thing was I got to my hotel, La Onda Hotel. I stay in a 4-star hotel here in Cavaies area of Golem. Well, it's just between Golem and Durres. So I arrive at the hotel and I went to check into the hotel. I prepaid. The lady said, "You've not paid for your reservation. We don't accept payment in advance, so for sure you have to pay." So they asked me to pay again. They prefer cash as well for the payment. And they asked me to pay again, and I checked my bank account. I'd already paid. I told her I've already paid. So I end up on a phone call to hotels.com. There was kind of a fuss to check in, really. And then in the end, hotels.com have actually phoned up the hotel, and they said to the hotel, "Listen, he's already paid the whole bill." So this was sorted out. But I saw many, many problems like this on TripAdvisor. And it happened to many, many people. They've actually asked you to pay again. So then they've got double your money when you do pay again. And then you're going to be in a fight to get your money back or to prove that you've paid twice. I don't know if it was done on purpose or by accident, but I've seen so many comments here on TripAdvisor from other people that it's happened to, not just at my hotel, but at lots of different hotels here as well. I'd say the biggest thing to watch out for here is taxis. There's a very, very big problem here with taxi drivers overcharging and high prices of taxis. A very small taxi ride from Durres to my hotel in Golem. After negotiation, I got it for 12 euros, but he actually wanted more money. He agreed to 12 euros, but then when I got there, he was like, "Oh, you're only going to give me 12 euros. He wanted more money from me than the 12 euro, clearly. And yeah, I felt a bit uncomfortable, but I just gave him the 12 euros and I got out the car. Be strong, don't pay too much. You know, taxis are very, very expensive here in Albania generally, so have a think about using public transport. The public transport here is very, very poor quality. The buses are every half an hour going from here to Durres. And I found that the buses are very, very old, very, very poor quality. They felt like the bus was about 100 years old. It was all dirty, it wasn't clean. The seats were in poor condition. You pay cash to the driver when you're on the bus. In Albania here, everything is cash. The majority of places here don't accept card unless you spend a minimum amount. Some places are cash only here as well. As soon as you get here, get Albanian money. You need Albanian money. Some places you can pay in euros here as well, but they will charge you a higher price because you're paying in euros. Get your Albanian money as soon as you're here. You need to pay cash for everything. Don't think it's like back home in Britain where you can just pay on your card for everything. Here, this is a cash country. They probably don't trust their government here in many different ways, and they want cash. So it's a cash country in terms of paying for things. And I'm all for that as well. I totally agree with that. I don't blame businesses for doing that. So guys, I mean, if you've been on holiday to Albania before and you've got any recommendations of things to see and do here in Golem or Durres or in Albania in general, please make some comments there. And it will help our travelers who are watching this tour. And if you can give some comments as well, guys, any information you've got about Albania, anything you'd like to add at all, please make some comments. It does help the channel. And if you can give some likes as well, guys. And if you can subscribe to the channel, please, because every subscriber, it really helps the channel when you subscribe. It helps to grow the channel. And I'm doing my best to give you as much information as possible here as well. So it appears that it's raining just now. I've been really unlucky here with the weather, actually. But the promenade is just flat all the way along. You can walk here probably for about 10 kilometers or something ridiculous, and you can just walk and walk on this lovely flat promenade. And I love beach walking, especially when it's flat. I hate hills, I hate mountains, I don't like walking up hills. I like it flat, and here it is flat. So on the right side here, you've got the Rio Palace Hotel. When you pick a hotel here, don't go and pick some low-end hotel. Make sure you pick a very good quality high-end hotel, 4-star or 5-star hotel, and you'll have lovely facilities, nice pools, everything else. I booked a 4-star hotel, but there's no gym, there's no pool, so I don't know how it's got a 4-star, but the rooms are really, really nice. I like it, and the breakfast really, really nice. But like I say, how it can get a 4-star with having no pool, no gym, no games room, you know, there's nothing like that really. But hey man, hey. How are you? When do you open? When do you open? 1 week. Oh, bye. See you. Bye. So here you can buy the, they speak no English, you see these guys there. And, you can buy the magnets here on the beachfront. You can buy the magnets. They say Albania on them, all different designs. They're going to cost you about €1 for the magnets here. And there's just cafes like this and restaurants all along the promenade, along the front. So Albania is famous for its national parks. There's about 7 or 8 different national parks here in Albania, so there's plenty of places for going out walking. Personally, I'd be very, very careful if you're going out walking in the countryside in this country alone, and you might get lost. You never know what might happen. You know, you've seen reports online as well of what's happening in Great Britain with the Albanian mafia in Great Britain, so you do need to be careful and take precautions when you're here in this country. I feel relatively safe here. I've seen various scams with taxis and things as well here. I'd say that a lot of the taxi drivers are kind of dodgy here in many ways, so use a trusted taxi company. Use a taxi company that's recommended by the hotel or a trusted taxi company that you know about. Don't just get in a car in the street. You might be kidnapped, anything might happen to you. In terms of things that have happened, if you've seen in the news, some shootings here and things like that, well, that happened, but that was mostly between like rival gangs and that type of thing. It was over various disputes. So if you're not involved in anything dodgy, you're not involved in drugs or anything, or you're not involved in anything illegal activity or criminal activity, I'd say that you should be relatively safe here really. But don't go down dark streets at night. Don't start walking on the second line here just behind. There's a second line just behind here, and it looks lovely on the front line prom, but the second line is very run down. There was a rubbish tip on the second line. There was like a sewage plant going through a stream, and I was at the bus stop, and the main road's not so nice. There's some buildings that are closed down, some shops that are closed down in need of renovation, and it can be quite run down. Albania's mixed. You can have a beautiful seaside beach bar like this and a beautiful view like this, and you can go to another area and it can be really, really run down. So in terms of getting from the airport to Durres, or getting from the airport to Golem, what you need to do is you need to look at Addis Bus. Addis Bus go directly to Durres and it costs you €6. They're online as well. You can buy the ticket in advance, or you can pay cash, or you can pay cash to the driver there as well with Addis Bus, ADDIS. But Golem here is not connected by direct bus from Tirana Airport. So you need to get the Addis Bus to Durres bus station, and then you need to change onto another bus to get to Golem. And I stay in Cavayes, so for example, when you arrive here, it's almost impossible to know what stop to get off at, really. So it's disappointing that it's not connected up here by public transport to get you to your hotel and to your resort, really. You're going to have to somehow negotiate with the taxi drivers. They'll ask you for a price that is far too high, and you must negotiate with them. They ask you for ridiculous prices there at the airport. They approach me, very, very hard sell. When I arrived, a lot of them approached me. When I got to Durres bus station, a lot of guys approached me, a lot of guys coming to me. I already had an organized taxi, but like, they're coming to me very hard sell as well. So watch out for that. Do negotiate for taxis when you're here. Places here on the prom where you can change your money, like you can see there. It says Western Union outside. Biblioteca, so that means library. And it's got a sign there for market. You've got these little mini markets up and down here. Now, the disappointment for me is it's not like in Bulgaria where you can buy all the clothes and the copies. There's no shops here at all. I mean, I've walked around the whole resort here in Golem and Cavayes, and I can't find any clothes shops. And so, you know, I like to go shopping and buy things when I'm on holiday, but I can't find any shops here at all in this area of the resort, unfortunately. I'm sure there will be some in Tirana when I go there. But I just thought there'd be more shops around as well. There's lots of restaurants here, and the food is absolutely delicious, really delicious. The salads are fantastic. The Greek salads are lovely. The fish soup was absolutely lovely. I do recommend that too. I recommend the tarator soup. That is a local one from here in Albania. Similar to in Bulgaria, they have tarator soup too. As you can see, it's pretty much empty just because it's April time. Oh, you got the guy here selling the souvenirs. I'm surprised he's out today, really, because it's just started to rain now as well. So I'm surprised he's out. But you can buy all kinds on there. Your buckets and spades, your hats, your beach balls, everything you need for the beach, really. Your dinghies and stuff like that. And you have some very, very luxurious hotels here, like you can see this one on the right side here. It's the Premium Beach Hotel. Look at that, it looks absolutely beautiful. That would be a fantastic place to stay, actually. Let's just have a look there. Premium Beach Hotel, 5 stars. It does look like a 5-star hotel. Looks absolutely magnificent. And if it gets sunny later on, I might sit on their terrace, because you can go into any of the hotels here, and as long as you buy a coffee, you can sit on their terrace. They also have restaurants with competitive prices. They were doing, for example, €10 for the seafood pasta. So it was only a few euros more than a normal restaurant to go and eat in the hotel. And they have a spa in that hotel there where they do massage and everything in the spa. And they have lovely pools at the back and everything. So here on the right side, if you see the white one there, just going a bit further on, the one with the white and the blue, that's the Fafana Beach Hotel. That's a really, really top quality 5-star hotel as well. I've seen that in all the brochures. But these hotels, they're not cheap. Like, hotels are much cheaper in Bulgaria and Montenegro than hotels here. I was surprised by how high the prices are in this season, considering there's not many tourists here at all. Even my hotel, I mean, is a hotel with no pool and no gym, and it's about €50 a night. So it's affordable, but it's not cheap. In terms of buying the designer clothes here in Durres, you can see all the copies that they have in Bulgaria and that type of thing, all the counterfeit copies, and they have them in the shop. But the lady said to me, she said, you know, these are the real ones, these are not the copies, but I'm not sure that's the truth. So be very, very careful to check if they're real or the copies. But the price she wanted was very, very high. Personally, I would buy the clothes in Turkey or Bulgaria, where you buy them for 10 or 15 euros for a t-shirt. And if they're asking you for silly money, just don't pay that money to buy that particular t-shirt. So guys, it's just starting to rain now actually, so I'll finish the tour now, and I'll do you some more tours in the next days as well. And guys, please subscribe to my YouTube channel at Travel with Col, and that's Col with a C-O-L. Please give me likes, guys, because it helps the channel. And please give some useful comments on there as well. Have a nice day. Cheers, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.